Hello teacher, I am Hoàng Nguyễn. Today is Monday, the 21st of February 2022. This is exercise WH questions. What do you and whose blood noun you say? What do you prepare the homework? Whose homework do you prepare? Mine. What do you need? A bike. Whose bike do you need? My brother's. What do you enjoy? The party. Whose party do you enjoy? My customers. What do you make? Cakes. Whose cakes do you make? My friends. What do you learn? Soft skills. Whose soft skills do you learn? My professors. What do you fold? The letter. Whose letter do you fold? Mine. What do you break? A vase. Whose vase do you break? My mom's. What do you catch? A cat. Whose cat do you catch? My neighbor's. What do you repair? A computer. Whose computer do you repair? My daughter's. What do you find? A notebook. Whose notebook do you find? The architect's. What do you prepare? The picnic. Whose picnic do you prepare? My parents. What do you need? Cash. Whose cash do you need? My father's. What do you enjoy? A hunks. Whose hunks do you enjoy? My nieces. What do you make? Pasta. Whose pasta do you make? My aunt's. What do you learn? Communication. Whose communication do you learn? My boss's. What do you fold? A jacket. Whose jacket do you fold? My father's. What do you break? A dish. Whose dish do you break? My friend's. What do you catch? Butterflies. Whose butterflies do you catch? My children's. What do you repair? A toy. Whose toy do you repair? My son's. What do you find? A wallet. Whose wallet do you find? The businessman's. What do you prepare? The meeting. Whose meeting do you prepare? My colleagues. What do you need? The backpack. Whose backpack do you need? My sisters. What do you enjoy? A hamburger. Whose hamburger do you enjoy? The clerks. What do you make? Chocolate. Whose chocolate do you make? My uncle's. What do you learn? Piano. Whose piano do you learn? My teachers. What do you fold? A dress. Whose dress do you fold? My sisters. What do you break? The window. Whose window do you break? My neighbor's. What do you catch? A ball. Whose ball do you catch? The baby's. What do you repair? A phone. Whose phone do you repair? My father's. What do you find? A novel. Whose novel do you find? My sister's. What do you prepare? A speech. Whose speech do you prepare? My boss's. What do you need? A guitar. Whose guitar do you need? my bands? What do you enjoy? Seafood. Whose seafood do you enjoy? The chefs. What do you make? Bread. Whose bread do you make? My neighbors. What do you learn? Playing tennis. Who's playing tennis do you learn? My coaches. What do you fold? Salt. Whose salt do you fold? My mother's. What do you break? The laptop. Whose laptop do you break? My classmates. What do you catch? A rabbit. Whose rabbit do you catch? My daughter's. What do you repair? A lamp. Whose lamp do you repair? My grandmother's. What do you find? Keys. Whose keys do you find? The driver's. What do you prepare? A dinner. Whose dinner do you prepare? My cousin's. What do you need? Money. Whose money do you need? My manager's. What do you enjoy? A cup of tea. Whose a cup of tea do you enjoy? Mine. What do you make? A pastry. Whose pastry do you make? My father's. What do you learn? Networking. Whose networking do you learn? My colleagues. What do you fold? A t-shirt. Whose t-shirt do you fold? My husband's. What do you break? The sunglasses. Whose sunglasses do you break? My dad's. What do you catch? An ostrich. Whose ostrich do you catch? The farmer's. What do you repair? A fridge. Whose fridge do you repair? My uncle's. What do you find? A wash. Whose wash do you find? The tour guide's. What do you prepare? A meal. Whose meal do you prepare? My dog's. What do you knit? A shirt. Whose shirt do you knit? My mother's. What do you enjoy? Some biscuits. Whose biscuits do you enjoy? My pals. What do you make? Spaghetti. Whose spaghetti do you make? My sisters. What do you learn? Time management. Whose time management do you learn? Mr. David's. What do you fold? A newspaper. Whose newspaper do you fold? My grandfather's. What do you break? A mirror. Whose mirror do you break? My sister's. What do you catch? A fish. Whose fish do you catch? My mom's. What do you repair? A car. Whose car do you repair? The policeman's. What do you find? The socks. Whose socks do you find? My grandfather's. What do you prepare? A dessert. Whose dessert do you prepare? My family's. What do you need? More time. Whose more times do you need? My boyfriend's. What do you enjoy? Pancakes. Whose pancakes do you enjoy? My aunt's. What do you make breakfast? Whose breakfast do you make? My family's. What do you learn? Teamwork. Whose teamwork do you learn? My team's. What do you fold? The curtain. Whose curtain do you fold? My son's. What do you break? A picture frame. Whose picture frame do you break? My nephew's. What do you catch? A bird. Whose bird do you catch? My brother's. What do you repair? A table. Whose table do you repair? My mother's. What do you find? A pen. Whose pen do you find? Hers. What do you prepare? The report. Whose report do you prepare? My director's. What do you need? A house. A house. Whose house do you need? My husband's. What do you enjoy? Beef noodles. Whose beef noodles do you enjoy? My grandpa's. What do you make? A payment. Whose payment do you make? Mine. What do you learn? Creative thinking. Whose creative thinking do you learn? My trainers. What do you fold? Blanket. Whose blanket do you fold? My daughter's. What do you break? A cup. Whose cup do you break? My boss's. What do you catch? A snake. Whose snake do you catch? My dad's. What do you repair? An oven. Whose oven do you repair? My aunt's. What do you find? The passport. Whose passport do you find? Here's the passport. What do you prepare? The project. Whose project do you prepare? My marketing teams. What do you need? Documents. Whose document do you need? My teachers. What do you enjoy? A kiss. Whose kiss do you enjoy? My younger sisters. What do you make? Gift buckets. Whose gift bucket do you make? My partners. What do you learn? Conflict resolution. Whose conflict resolution do you learn? Miss Sarah's. What do you fold? Tablecloths. Whose tablecloths do you fold? My friends. What do you break? A promise. Whose promise do you break? Mine. What do you catch? A turtle. Whose turtle do you catch? My boyfriend's. What do you repair? A clock. Whose clock do you repair? Mine. What do you find? The bicycle. Whose bicycle do you find? The doctor's. What do you prepare? An exam. Whose exam do you prepare? My students. What do you need? Forks. Whose forks do you need? My roommates. What do you enjoy? An embrace. Whose embrace do you enjoy? My family's. What do you make? Friendship. Bracelets. Whose friendship bracelets do you make? My best friends. What do you learn? Transfer pricing. Whose transfer pricing do you learn? An accountant. What do you fold? A poker hand. Whose poker hand do you fold? My grandmother's. What do you break? A bowl. A bowl. Whose bowl do you break? The waiters. What do you catch? A break. Whose break do you catch? Mine. What do you repair? The headphones. Whose headphones do you repair? My nephews. What do you find? Lipstick. Whose lipstick do you find? The nurses.